Agrarservice Marten Teune is a modern agricultural services provider with 2 sites, one in Lerner, North Rhine-Westphalia, and another in Neuposerin, Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. In the first and second part of this short film series, we took you along with us to see a variety of different machines in use and reported on their activities. In this instalment, we'll be going behind the scenes again, and we'll show you some of Marten and Teune's new services. We're starting off with digestate spreading on a field of standing maize just to the west of Herford in North Rhine-Westphalia. René is out working with the Terra Variant and its 18-metre trailing shoe distributor from Bomech. Marten and Teune has 2 Terra Variants from Holmer in their fleet, and we've already shown you them out on a few jobs. So that it can move in between the rows in fields, the machine is equipped with significantly narrower tyres. Thanks to the GPS technology and option to transfer tracks from the seed drill to the self-propelled machine, the Terra Variant can work with incredible precision. When maize crops reach the 6-leaf stage, their nutrient requirements increase significantly, particularly when it comes to nitrogen and potassium. So the fertilizer spreading comes at just the right time for this crop here. Thanks to the nutrient measurement with NIR sensors, which is done directly online with the Terra Variant, fertilizer is spread precisely according to the determined needs or the application map created in advance. The trailing shoe distributor ensures that the fertilizer is spread close to the ground, meaning that no liquid comes into contact with the maize. This is incredibly important, because this liquid can cause chemical burns on plants. Farmers can help to improve fertilizing results even further by loosening the soil with a hoeing implement before spreading the slurry or digestate. Their fleet of trucks has grown significantly over the past few years. It now consists of over 20 vehicles, mainly manned trucks that are no more than 4 years old, that are used for both short and long journeys. There are just a few kilometers between the field and biogas plant to cover for this digestate transport. With the push floor trucks and Combiliner, however, the Marten and Teune team sometimes heads out for several days at a time. The agricultural contractors are always on the lookout for drivers to work at their sites in Lerner and Neuposerin. You can find more information and contact details at marten-teune.de or on their social media accounts. Regardless of whether the maize is planted with a row spacing of 45, 50 or 75 centimeters, Marten and Teune always has the perfect solution and the capacity for spreading slurry and digestate. The weather conditions are key when it comes to ensuring that work can be completed well. It's often the case that warmer temperatures during early summer mean that the spreading has to be done overnight or during the early hours of the morning. For this particular job, a towed tank with a capacity of 25 cubic meters is being used, and the trailing shoe distributor has an impressive working width of 30 meters. Jan Philip is currently completing an apprenticeship as an agricultural services specialist with Marten and Teune. As a child, he saw the agricultural contractors' machines out working in the fields, and he knew that this was what he wanted to do when he grew up. The company was founded in 2009 by friends Torben Teune and Christoph Marten. The site in Lerner is home to machine halls, a workshop, a wash bay and an office building. Maike joined the team 5 years ago, and her main task is to prepare the invoices after the machines have been in use. She can use the telemetry data from the agricultural machines to help with this. One office down, her colleague Diana takes care of accounting. Most customers submit their requests by telephone, Daniel has a list of all the company's vehicles on the PC and assigns them to the relevant teams. Information about a lot of the fields they work is also stored in their software, so jobs can be prepared very precisely and the necessary data sent out directly to the team's tablets. All of their cars, workshop vans and lorries are permanently equipped with these little digital helpers. But when it comes to the agricultural machinery, the tablets are assigned to the individual employees. Whether they're seasonal workers or permanently employed members of the team, thorough instructions and further training is obligatory and is provided before they start their first job. To make the most of the window of time for the field work, the spreading and harvesting equipment moves between the Neu-Poserin and Lerner sites. But sometimes the teams have to improvise in order to provide the best possible option for their customers. For example, a large potato farm that brings in a lot of work for Marten and Teune cultivates their seed potatoes on the Baltic Sea island of Fehmarn. It's 4 or 5 hours from Lerner by car. Due to the poor weather forecast, they decided to increase their plant capacities on site at the beginning of June at short notice. Niklas was originally scheduled for several different jobs around Lerner, but now he needs to head over to Fehmarn to work one of the planters. A Cessna has been rented through an acquaintance of the agricultural contractor, and so Niklas is soon busy clearing hectares again. Marten and Teune's top priority is providing their customers with the best service possible. Their permanent team consists of 38 employees at Lerner and 21 at Neu-Poserin. Marten and Teune has had their site in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern since 2022. We reported from there several times in part 1 and 2 of this series. And now we want to head over to see the whole crop silage harvest. This is a field of activity that is difficult for the agricultural contractors to calculate, as a lot of customers wait until summer to decide whether they should chop or thresh their crops in summer, depending on the market prices. As such, Marten and Teune always has 2 direct cut headers ready to go, and can quickly get their hands on a third if need be, thanks to an agreement with an agricultural machinery dealer. Being flexible and always having a plan B to fall back on is important, particularly with the whole crop silage harvest, as the timing is crucial to ensure that farmers get an optimal dry matter content. According to Marten and Teune, due to the agro-political measures that have been put in place to limit maize cultivation, whole crop silage has become a more interesting option, even for dairy cow farmers. With this job, crops are being harvested for one of the larger biomethane plants in Wittenberg. The plant operator buys the biomass while it's still in the ground and then tasks the agricultural contractors with the harvest. The 825 horsepower John Deere 9700 harvester is doing a good job here. It's being used in combination with a 64 knife drum. And for an even better result, Marten and Teune has had special friction boards built. In 2024, the agricultural contractors rejuvenated their forage harvester fleet with 4 new 9700s. On the silo, Lennart is compacting the silage with a push-off fork from Just Maschinenbau. The advantage of this implement is that it can also carry the harvested crops, not just push them. This adds more ballast to the front axle, thus ensuring more traction. Experience has shown that this can help build steeper silos and even save fuel. In recent years, Marten and Teune has also invested in new tractors and replaced older ones. Agricultural machinery dealer LVD Krone supplied 10 new 6R 215s. The 6R, which is built in Mannheim, has proven itself as a good all-rounder, regardless of whether it's in front of a forage wagon or, as you can see in this example, a slurry spreader. When it comes to loaders, the contractors prefer Liebherr and JCB machines. With short routes and so frequent loading processes, there is usually a driver on site to operate the loaders. If the distances to the field are larger, the drivers load their spreaders themselves. The recent addition of 2 loading wagons and 2 square balers has resulted in a new service being added to Marten and Teune's portfolio. We even get the chance to get the new belt merger in front of our cameras. We'll be taking a look at this new machinery and showing you the Neue Poser Insight in more detail in the next instalment of this short film series. We also hope that we'll be able to tell you more about the ARA from Eco Robotics in Part 4. This machine is a plant protection sprayer that can work in a very selective way. While the machine is moving, 6 cameras take photos of the ground. These photos are then evaluated by artificial intelligence, and the information gathered is used to ensure that the nozzles only open and spray where the plant protection product is needed. Successful trial runs have already been carried out on maize, sugar beet and onion crops, and on grassland. For more information about Marten and Teune, visit their website or follow them on Instagram. We've linked the first 2 parts of this short film series for you in the video description.